Are you struggling to see the Bible as one big story instead of 66 separate books? Well, the Story Bible changes that. Today, I'm doing a look inside so that you can decide if maybe this book will be something that draws you closer to God and allows you to get into His Word in a fresh way, whether you are a new believer or you are a mature Christian. My name is Lynne, but my grands call me Nana, and welcome to the Heart of Nanaland. So let's jump right in and take a look at the story and see if it's something that might be right for you or if it's something that might make a meaningful gift for someone you love. Okay, so now we're going to take a look inside the story. The Bible is one continuing story of God and His people. You'll see that it comes in a hardcover edition, has a map in the front, and it is published by Zondervan, which is a well-known Christian publisher, well-respected. And the story, this Bible version, is structured like a novel. The chapters have titles, and there are no books of the Bible in the chapters. It's basically about what's going on in that particular part. The little introduction by Max Lucado and Randy Frazee is really the only thing that they contributed to this Bible. You're not going to see like devotions or anything like that from them on the inside. And there's this nice timeline of the story at the front, which lets you know where in human history, in the human timeline, all these things are occurring, which I think is really helpful to give you some context of the timing on when you're reading about these historical events. And then at the beginning of each chapter, there is a snippet from that timeline to let you know where on the bigger timeline what you're reading is occurring, what time period that it's happening. One of the things that I really like about this Bible is that when you come across a word that you might not know its context in terms of time period or biblically speaking or Jewish traditions or things like that, they will offer a definition right there on the page. You don't have to go to the back. You don't have to go out and get a Bible dictionary or anything like that. It helps you stay in the story and understand what you're reading, which is so great and so good if you're really new to God's Word. So you can see again a little reference on the bottom, and then chapter 2, the little snippet from the timeline, and then it goes right on in. Now, the thing about this Bible, it is really taken from the NIV translation. So what you're reading is the direct verses from an NIV translated Bible with some things taken out. Like if it's a really long genealogy or a listing of, say, kings or something like that, they might remove that to keep the story going. And this chart of reference shows you what verses are actually being quoted in that particular chapter. And then you can see what was omitted or not included in the chapter for your own reference. But it helps make it read more like a novel and gives you the ability to see the whole big picture instead of getting bogged down in some of the genealogies and things like that. And when they do that, they'll usually include some verbiage or it will be like the narrator comes in and gives you a bridge that ties in what they took out so that you're not really missing any context. You're really reading the Bible, but you aren't necessarily reading it word for word the way you would in a normal Bible translation. In the back, there are some discussion questions. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, you have the opportunity when you're done reading each chapter to have some quiet time and really review it. And it also includes the characters from the Bible, so you have an understanding quickly of who they are and how they fit into God's big story, His big story of redemption and love for us. So there you have a look inside the story. So here are the things that I loved about the story. I felt like it was a fresh way to read God's Word. I've read the Bible through in different translations, but this just felt like I was reading a novel, and I could sit down and read it before bed and just really enjoy the story aspect of reading the Bible, seeing the big picture. And that's another thing I loved about it. It focuses on the story. You can see His principles and what God is trying to do through human history and His story of redemption. So I really like that aspect about it. Now, some of the key takeaways were that for me, I believe it's scripturally solid. It's based on the NIV translation. And like I said, it allows you to see the big picture of God's story, which is His love for us. and his redemption story and how he wants to bring us back into relationship with him. And the other key takeaway is that I believe it is really new believer friendly. It gives them an opportunity to see the big picture of what God is telling us without getting bogged down in some things that might take them out of it. Some things you might want to know before you buy it. There are no verse addresses, as you saw in there. So, it's not giving you chapter and verse, which might make it not a good book or a good Bible to use for Bible memory or for getting into deeper study, because you'll have to go out and figure out what verse it is, and then, of course, go in and do your deeper study. But they do have a study guide. Now, I haven't personally looked at the study guide yet, but it is available, and that might be something that helps you use this version of the Bible and study a little bit deeper. And the other thing you might want to know is it is a physically big book. It's good for your bedside, not so good for throwing in your backpack or your purse to bring around and read somewhere. It's, it's a big book. So those are just some things you'll want to keep in mind before you decide to buy it. Now, is it worth it? Is it gift worthy? In my opinion, yes, it is. It's worth your money because it is very affordable. Even at its full price, it's under $20. But right now, the time I'm recording this, it's actually marked down to $10.35, which is a steal if you're looking at it, say, for the new year or as a Christmas gift. Now, is it worth your time? Definitely it's worth your time. You're reading the Bible. And like I said, it's scripturally sound. It's a good Christian publisher. It's a good translation. So it's definitely worth your time. And is it a good gift? Yes, it is. Especially, I believe, for new believers, but also for mature believers. We have given the gift to people before, and they have really enjoyed it. So in addition to reading it ourselves, we have given it to gifts to people as well. Now, do I give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Definitely a thumbs up. Nana says it's worth it, and we're all doing our happy dance because this is a good way to read God's Word. Oh, yeah. I hope this look inside the story Bible was helpful to you and maybe help you decide whether or not it's something that would be useful for you at this time in your faith journey or maybe as a meaningful gift for someone else. I'd love for you to leave me a comment and let me know who you might gift this story Bible to. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon here in the Heart of Nanaland.